Viewers, the players are assembled at tonight's round table. It is time to banish another player. Will we finally see a traitor leave the game, or will heartbreak and sorrow once again fill the souls of the faithful?
Don't
Players,
freeze on me.
this is your third round table. So far, the faithful have
Oh,
not
fuck's
caught
sake.
a single traitor. But this is your moment to turn the game around. The stakes are high, and don't forget, if the ghost is still here and they survive this round table, they will be resurrected this round into a full faithful. Tonight, will fate favor the traitors again, or will the faithful strike back? The round table is open. Make your case, share your suspicions, and decide who will be next. Players, don't make me throw out the cake I ordered that said, "Way to go, Team Faithful, you caught a traitor."
Wow.
Players, the floor is yours.
That's hilarious. Only if it's an ice cream cake. You can keep it
Just
as an
save
ice
it.
cream
Just
cake.
save it. Yeah, just save it for a
Save
couple of
it.
weeks. If we fuck up this time, just save it.
It'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
Brad,
Oh
Only
Brad said
once.
God.
something that made me think about. So the ghost doesn't have a vote. Was that the last three nights,
That's why I was
Tonight's the
confused.
last night.
or or the last three roundtables? Because there was a tie, right? So that means the ghost was not involved in the vote of the tie.
No,
Correct.
the ghost
Huh?
was involved, but their
No,
vote didn't count.
yeah, but if they that means that anyone who voted in the tie, they're not the
For
ghost.
for what it's worth though, can we spend this time trying to catch a traitor rather than trying to catch a ghost?
I
That part,
agree.
Matt.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's already people who figured out the voting and
Yeah.
made it all made sense and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I think it's a moot point a little bit.
Mhm.
Not that I had anything to add to that
Oh.
conversation, but I thought we should at least have that one in our
But we need
limited
to-
time.
Well, because we don't know how much time we have to discuss, no?
Yeah.
20,
No, we have
20
like
20
minutes.
minutes.
Well,
20 minutes. Oh,
17
20
now.
minutes.
18 and a half.
Okay. Oh, you put a timer on? Smart.
Okay.
So why do we think it was Nick? I struggle with the idea of it being Nick, considering that Nick already had suspicion on him. It doesn't make sense for it, in my opinion. Like, why don't you keep the suspicious dude in
Well,
Hey guys,
there's
can
two
I
ways
interrupt?
you can go with
Hello,
that.
Suspicion on
hello.
Matt.
Oh,
Nick,
If I can just
Rob's
really
trying to
say
chat.
quickly what I want to get off my chest. I've been
Yeah.
holding on to this because he is a really good friend, and I really didn't want to suspect him. However, Matt R is really, really, really suspicious to me. Before Gina went out, he messaged me to say that he was suspicious of Gina for no reason whatsoever, other than the fact that she hadn't spoken to him. And then all of a sudden there's this campaign to get her out, and she's gone. The whole thing with Nick is super suspicious because he's the one who provided the list to Nick that he then turned around and blamed. So yeah, there's a few other things I can't think of it at the time, but I really truly think that Matt R is the guy we need to be focused on today. Sorry that he's not here, and if he's not, I'm going to be really, really, really hurt about it. But I think we should look into the fact that he was a traitor on last season, and it would be a really big twist to bring him back again.
I mean, I played with Matt R last season, and I will just say that I left the room. I think you have some great points, Rob, and I'm definitely like looking that way and considering. Because I do think the only thing for me with Matt R, because I know Matt R likes to control the vote. Matt R likes to go to every single person and talk to them and make them feel like they're, best friends.
So number one.
That's what Matt R does. And I know that. But Matt R is not guarded this season where he was last season.
For sure.
And he's acting differently. That's my only hesitation with Matt R, but I don't devalue what you're saying because I think it is a little bit suspicious, that behavior. So I agree with that.
I feel the same way, to back Jonathan up on that. And I think I was just saying that to some other people in one of the rooms, that he's acting differently this year.
Yeah.
Like he's just acting like a faithful. Like it is different. He is different, and I noticed it too.
I would argue though he's smart enough to know how to change it up. So we need to consider that.
But see, I was going to talk about something. I'm going to talk about something. This
Oh, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like doing it. See, I've talked a lot and I've talked to some people. But I think about resistance. This feels like a little resistance to me. It's fine. I see value in every single point. But
Resistance to Matt R.
Yeah,
Oh,
just a little bit.
I'll vote Matt R out just because.
Yeah.
Because
Wait.
Matt R is a strong player, and
Yeah.
I don't trust Matt R as far as I can throw Matt R.
For sure.
So Taylor, wait, are you saying that the resistance is bad?
I think it's a little
Taylor?
bad. I think it's
Hello,
bad.
Matt.
Sorry, I think it's a little bad personally, but that's
Oh,
just
there he is.
I think me defending Matt R is only because of what my observations are.
fair enough.
So it's not
Which is
because
fair.
yeah, no, I'm not. We shall speak on what we think, but that's just based on my observations. Like I said, my main thing, which in my head would lean towards being a faithful for Matt R, is because, like I said, he's unguarded. I think this is personally, but I mean, could I be tricked? Sure.
Which is fair. It could very well just be you two could both be right, but Robert could be right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just
if I had any suspicion on Matt, just because we've played before, I would absolutely put it out there. If I had any suspicion on him, but I genuinely feel as if he, like Jonathan said, that.
But I didn't say it was a defense. I said it was resistance. There is a difference.
Fair enough.
There is a difference.
The only question is like, is the kill of Nick something that you do as a traitor when you're the main person throwing out their name, and then immediately get a tie vote so you get exactly what you wanted, and then like possibly run that back the next week, instead just kill the person that you were mainly targeting and potentially put sus on yourself? That's like the only question that I would have as somebody who hasn't played with him before and doesn't know his style of game. I'm just wondering, is that something that's like too much when his name wasn't out there last week? Is that something that puts him potentially on the forefront too much? I don't know. But just a question. It's kind of the same thing with just like throwing yourself in the coffin. We all are like, why would someone do that as a traitor? That seems too obvious. Would you kill the person that you are throwing out, doing
Pointing
the whole
out.
round table at? Pointing out. So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a really good point, Matt.
No,
that's a really
fair.
good point.
So
say it again.
Taylor, do you have anything else there? Sorry, I just want to make sure.
No.
Okay,
I just said that was fair. That's all.
Then so the names that I heard like the most today, and I think it's fair to give him an opportunity. And it wasn't from me, but I was in rooms, and I think no one wanted to claim the name. But Odd, your name had come up a lot in rooms that I was in today. I think people are still stuck on the glasses theory. I wasn't here for it, but I had heard that a lot. I don't think you need to defend it again, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't happen in back rooms without you hearing it and then doesn't make its way here. So like, I don't know if you want to say anything against it or anything like that. I'm sure you said everything. I wasn't there for the glasses theory, but I just heard your name in every room I was in today. So I thought I'd be remiss to leave it into those rooms without you getting the chance to say anything to it.
Well, there was also talk about the person who brought that theory up as being a traitor, which is Jonathan. So there's a lot of talk about him being a traitor. So, and
but not to interrupt, but I've dropped that theory, Odd. So that's not being pushed by me, just so you're aware. But sorry.
And for what it's worth, I wasn't in a room with Jonathan today, as he said at the start. So I don't know. That's just, I heard it in every room. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, someone's pushing it.
Well, who's pushing me? Because I know I'm a faithful. So that would be, and even if you don't want to answer it, just pay attention because they know that I'm a faithful. That's why I'm shocked that I'm not murdered, because I'm definitely a faithful. So whoever's pushing me, be highly, highly suspicious of. Trust me.
But I'm gonna be honest. So I have been one of the people that have said that thing just sticks in my mind. It's really the only thing that I've got that I've
it's not anything
that I find suspicious. I'm not saying it's like a big thing, but it's the only, everything else is like speculation that people are saying or like whispers. But because I visually saw that and I just thought it was odd on that first night, that reaction. That's the only reason I've like mentioned it. But like I said, if I'm wrong, then like I'm wrong. I don't.
Well, you're wrong because when I get close to the computer screen, I take off my glasses. That's just normal. It has nothing to do with anything.
So
And
for me,
now I'm a little bit suspicious of you because you didn't want to talk about what I was wanting to talk about. You like quickly wanted to not talk about it, which
talk
makes
about
me a
what?
little suspicious. I want to talk about when there's a split vote and the ghost needs to be safe from this round, right? It's the last round. The ghost needs to be safe. If you know the ghost wasn't in the tie vote, then that's something to talk about because you don't want to vote them out.
But when did I say not to talk about that?
You just said that. You said let's not talk about that. Just at the beginning of this conversation.
Did I say that?
Yes.
I think it's because there's
That's not what I said.
people who know who
You
the ghost
did.
is. There's people who have narrowed down the ghost. There's people who know who the ghost is. So for some people, that's not like I'm not worried about voting the
Right.
ghost out because I think I know who the ghost is, and they're not on my,
Again, why is the ghost relevant?
Yes.
We don't
Yeah,
care about the
Because
ghost.
I want the ghost
The
safe so
ghost,
they
the
can give
ghost
us
does not
information.
point us towards the traitors.
But the
But you
problem,
don't
but
get
the
it.
Ghost
thing
does
is,
point us toward the traitors.
Well,
The
unless
ghost
you
has
know who the ghost is
information.
and they're telling you something.
Yeah,
The
that's what I'm
ghost
saying.
is not going to point the way to the traitors unless you are one-on-one with the ghost.
Phil said that the ghost needs to be safe from the vote today, right? So you know that if the ghost was not involved in the tie, you just know that because if his vote wouldn't have caused the tie.
Yeah,
If you're that's just strategy. That's just what I think.
Yeah. Nick
it
figured that
makes
all.
sense,
Nick
but
figured that all out,
Nick's figured
Yeah.
that all out though.
and laid it all out for several people here.
yeah, to
So
me,
that's what I'm
but
saying. We know
Yeah.
who the ghost is, and the ghost I don't think is in trouble tonight.
Who's the ghost, Jonathan?
I'm not. That's not my business to say because
yeah,
Okay.
it then puts them as a confirmed faithful, and they'd be on the murder list. So
right.
Okay.
if they
We
want
are
to say, they can do
focusing
it.
on the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Who's
Yeah,
the
that's-
traitors?
We are, Tina,
Who's
you're
the
right.
traitors?
We have 7
5
minutes left. I would love to talk about something.
Yes,
Like-
please do.
This person's not going to be expecting it, but I just have to go with my gut. And please let me finish. Brad, I think you're a traitor, and I'll tell you why. You brought up the whole Jillian thing to me before. You were one of 2 people who brought up the Jillian thing to me before Jillian was murdered the night before. You admitted that in a room full of people.
Mhm.
That's highly suspicious because I didn't know where that came from. The other person who brought it up to me said to me that night too that you brought it up to them. So I didn't understand the whole Jillian thing. My second thing is your push for finding the ghost the last few rounds also did not make sense to me. My third thing is right from the get-go, I did feel like you were acting differently this year than last season with me. You're being a lot more talkative, a lot, trying to communicate with me, win me over perhaps, because I'm a loudmouth in these roundtables. The other thing that I don't get is the Gina vote. You had said that you never thought, you were in a room and you said, I never thought it was Gina. And then I said, but you voted for Gina the first time when you could have voted for anyone. And so someone to me who isn't authentically coming out with their thoughts and what their true emotions are making it up. And that would only ever be a traitor. Because if you thought Gina was always safe, you wouldn't have voted, or was a faithful, you wouldn't have voted for Gina the first time. And you did vote for Gina the first time. So if you're just making statements like that up, why would you do that? Why would you not just say like, oh, I was maybe suspicious, or I didn't know, or I just was going with the crowd? You specifically said you never thought it was Gina. And only to me, a traitor would do that. And I do believe that if we vote Brad tonight, and Brad, I do think you're a traitor, that would unlock a lot of other identities for me and a lot of other people.
On my word, I'm not a traitor.
I think you are.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not.
It just doesn't add up to me.
That's fine.
Do you want to explain
Jonathan,
any
it
of those
doesn't add up
points?
to me. I'll just be honest. My feelings were kind of hurt the way you just handled this whole thing with, half the cast knows this information. I felt stupid. I felt like, is there a reason people won't talk to me? Are they suspicious of me? I don't know.
I mean, that's the truth, though.
Okay.
Half the cast does know that information.
Okay. Well, I was
only being honest with you.
You guys can kill me tonight if you want to, but on my word, I'm faithful, and that's fine if you want to.
I just said 3 people have been checked. 1 person's a ghost, and then there's me. That's 5 people who at least know that information.
Yeah.
That's pretty much half the cast, and I'm sure there's a few others too. So
I'm faithful. If you want me to explain the points, I will.
Yeah.
Matt R had told me that he was sus of Jillian, and I started thinking about it. And I thought she's brilliant, and then I kind of go with this whole she had a connection with Phil, and so it made sense. So I was completely shocked when she was murdered. It doesn't make sense that I would say, I think she's guilty to you, and then murder her if I was a traitor. That makes no sense to me. So I don't understand that logic that you're offering.
It wasn't guilty. It was you were bringing up the like how she plays and like what do we know about her and stuff like that.
I am faithful. So I don't.
What about the whole Gina thing?
I liked Gina. We were having conversations about Kenya, but again, Tina told me that the last person that Jillian had told her was Gina, and I refused to vote the inactives, and so that's why I went with that. And then I felt bad because I liked Gina. So at the last word, I was like, well, that's why I said that. It's because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But I am completely and totally faithful.
You didn't want to hurt whose feelings when you said
I didn't want to hurt Gina's feelings.
Gina was no longer there when you said that.
No, she was there. She was there for the vote.
She wasn't there when you said that. That was afterwards in a breakout.
Oh, again, Jonathan, you can interrogate me all you want, but
I'm just trying to get to the truth.
Okay, well, I'm faithful. That's the truth.
Okay. I also think there's this whole theory that the traitors are pushing, by the way, that there's has to be a woman in the turret. I don't believe that. I don't buy it.
I don't buy it for that theory.
I've said it from the beginning. Like the reason I doubt it, reason I doubt it is for the ratio. Like there's 5 women. What? There's 5 women who started this game, 13 men. The ratio just feels off for me to consider that as a possibility. That's
okay.
All I'm going to say.
So we have 2 minutes left, roughly. And I'm going to say I haven't said a lot about what I think, but I was going to say if Jonathan hadn't started with his thing that Brad, we don't have a lot to go on, but the way I saw you you just seemed very calm to me and unbothered before this like interaction and some of the other, earlier meetings and stuff. And that to me just has kind of stuck out. I know that that's not a lot to go on.
This is how Brad always plays. This is Brad.
Guys,
this is how he always is.
Faithful. I swear.
That may be true, but
I Bible like 100%. I did last season. If you want me to,
hang on. I was talking, so I'm just saying what I've observed. I haven't observed a lot. I've never played with any of you guys. I don't know any of you guys, so that's just what I'm saying is my observation. That's all I've got to go on.
I can say from someone who's played with Brad before in a different game that this is very typical of what Brad acts like in any situation. He is cool, calm, collected. That's just how he is as a human.
Yes.
So I don't see him acting any differently right now than it has any other time I've played with him, and I've played with him for the last 8 years. So this is very typical for Brad in my humble opinion.
I couldn't agree more. This is typical Brad. He is just, he counsels kids that are troubled. Mm-hmm. So his whole persona is like zen,
calm. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sure. This is just how Brad is. And even he runs another survivor group with some very good friends of mine. And even as a game moderator, he is calm, cool, and collected 100% of the time.
Guys, I swear on everything that I'm faithful.
I would just reiterate again that I think we need to put our emotions aside and past relationships aside, and we're here to find faithfuls that were given that role to begin with, and I'm sure they're playing it to the best of their ability. So,
but you're bringing up the way people are acting around things, and so you have given evidence yourself.
I said he acted differently around me.
Can I finish really quick? Really quick. You have given evidence that I have played with this person in the past, and when I played with this person in the past, they're acting the same or they're acting different.
Exactly what you
I am giving the same. I'm giving the same exact evidence that I've played with Brad in the past, and I can give evidence that he is acting the same way that he has in the past.
My reminder wasn't to that point. My reminder was just a blanket statement because our 20 minutes is up. So.
Oh jeez.
That sucks, guys.
Oh goodness.
All right. Well, it's not going to be fun.
No. Here we go, I guess.
Does anybody have anything else that...
He hasn't come on camera, so if anybody has anything else,
How much time do we have?
Well, we were said 20 minutes.
Very, very little, it seems.
And
all right, I would ask you all to just take a second and think about who in this game seems to have the most information. who seems to know who everybody else is, who they know, who they've talked to, what's going on, who the ghost is. Maybe just give it a quick thought.
They're the ones staying quiet. Trust me. There's a lot of people who know a lot of information. I'm just the loudmouth. That's why they feed it to me.
Because I am certainly not that person. I don't know who the ghost is. Don't care who the ghost is. I I am not in the know. So whoever you guys are that seem to know all this information, please start sharing it because we have to catch the traitors.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of
Players. The time for talking is past. It is now a time of action. First, a reminder, everyone is a possible vote for banishment tonight. Any players not here are eligible to be voted for, but I believe now we might have everybody here. I think we do. So there we go. Please write down the name of the player you think is a traitor that you want to banish from the game. Once you have that vote, please keep it on screen. I have been notified by Rob that he is not able to have paper and that, but he is on, and I'm going to allow him to go first so he doesn't get influenced by anybody else's vote, and he will reveal his. Matt R., can you give me a thumbs up if you have paper? Okay, perfect. So I will, once I see the paper on screen for everybody, we will get into it.
It's not paper, it's an iPad, but I've been using a whiteboard, so I hope it just counts.
I will allow it. All right, looks like everybody's got their paper there. So we will start with Rob. Rob, please unmute and let me know who you are voting for.
Okay, I think we did a lot of roundabout, just kind of pushing things all over the place instead of trying to focus on key people. I probably should be saying my name. Anyway, this votes, I'm really sorry. And if you're not, I'm really extra sorry, but I'm going to go with Matt R.
All right, thank you. Please mute. Adam.
Hold on. I'm really, really sorry. I love you, but I did vote for Brad. I'm sorry.
All right, please mute. Matt R. Voted for Odd. Okay. Odd has voted for Jonathan. Do you want to say why or you're okay?
Not sure.
Brad.
I also voted for Jonathan just based on what I was quite surprised at tonight. So that's why I voted for Jonathan.
Okay. Jonathan.
I think it's no surprise. I voted for Brad.
All right. Thank you. Please mute. Mike.
Okay, so I'm gonna reiterate what Tina said, that if people have all this information, it would be super helpful to hear about it. Because I'm kind of in the dark, so I only get what I'm hearing in the breakout rooms here and on the round table. So with that being said, I do feel bad for voting for this person, but I voted for Brad.
Tina. Thank you, Mike. Please mute.
I'm kind of going with my gut on this one that I think Phil would be just twisted enough to do this twice. Matt R.
All right. Thank you. Please mute. Megan.
So today I tried really to speak less and listen more and really pay attention to what people were saying and pay attention to what was said to me all week long. And I just This again, it came in with a different name. Also, I want to reiterate that the spreading of information is how we catch traitors. That being said, I voted for Adam.
Okay, thank you. Please mute. Abby.
I really have not a lot to go on, and I stated what I thought earlier. And so Brad, I'm sorry, I did vote for you.
Okay, thank you. Please mute. Matt S.
I don't think Jonathan, I don't think Matt R, I don't think Brad are traitors. I don't know about this person, but I know I have not spoken to this person at all outside of these videos, so I voted odd.
Thank you. Please mute. And Taylor.
Go from first to last and last again. If I'm wrong on this, I'm just gonna eat a big piece of humble pie. Like between, and that's all I've said is tonight is resistance, resistance, and I felt like there was a little resistance tonight on top of the suspicions. So if I'm wrong, so wrong, I'm really sorry, but I went with Brad.
All right. Hold on one second. All right. With 5 votes. Everybody else, please turn off their cameras and mute. Brad? Brad, you have been banished from the group. Before you are completely set adrift and outcasted from this game, please say your goodbyes, and please reveal to the group whether you are in fact a traitor or simply one of the faithful.
Hey, Phil, I had a lot of fun the first time I played this game. This time, just not as much because I felt like even tonight, the way that this whole, well, every 5 people know and all this, I didn't like the way it was handled. But I would encourage the village to pay attention to the loudest voice that continually is wrong because, of course, I'm faithful.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you for playing. We will see you again sometime. All right, everybody, you can turn on your cameras and unmute.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, I was wrong. So that does,
Yeah.
I think, feed into some information that a lot of us can use. So sorry, Brad, but it's just.
Well, I think it was a definite
Wow, I
message
feel
to
bad.
you, Jonathan.
Oh, I mean, sure.
And you're on your own. I'm going
Vote me
to
out, murder me, do whatever you want. I'm a faithful. It's like there's no doubt that I'm a faithful to me, obviously, and I think to several other people here. But I didn't get the answers to the questions that I was putting out there. They didn't make sense to me. So I am genuinely shocked and surprised because I was
Same.
pretty sure that just made the most sense.
Yeah.
But I will own it. I'm definitely wrong.
I get it.
I
All
gotta
right.
take my dog out, so I'm gonna connect to Zoom on my phone and still be listening. So I hope that's okay.
Is this our whole group here
I
right
think
now?
Myra.
So,
Myra.
So 2 of us
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
here are
Yeah.
traitors.
Probably 3.
I'm gonna log out, guys. I will reach out later when I can.
okay. See you,
All
Rob.
right, Robert.
Robert.
Hey, Matt R., why'd you vote me?
I don't know if he can hear that much, so I don't know if he knew where the conversation
Yeah,
was.
he's
It's
at the
probably
wrestling. He's
it's
at
probably a
wrestling.
conversation for later. Sorry for voting you odd. Like we just haven't spoken yet, so like I'm sorry about that. I just didn't feel Brad. I didn't feel any of the other names that were thrown out. So I apologize. Hopefully we can have some chats in the
But
next couple of days.
you explain why, and I don't talk to everyone. I don't
Yeah.
like play that kind of game. So
Of course.
But Matt R. didn't explain why, and that's why I asked.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, I think we will all have a chance to talk to, sorry, wine burps. We'll all have a chance to talk to Matt R tomorrow when he's not at an event. So we'll be able to clarify.
Faithfuls.
Right. Tonight's not a good time.
Faithfuls. It seems your luck hasn't changed. You have failed miserably to eliminate a traitor again. and your chances of winning are really slipping away. Just a tip to the faithful. It might be time to play a little harder. If the ghost is still here, congrats to that player. Going forward, your vote counts at the round table. Meanwhile, the traitors are thriving, remaining undetected. I'm giving you all one last chance to regroup and strategize before the night's end. The traitors will strike again soon, but for now, at least some of you have shields to protect you.